Hello YouTube, and welcome to this video here, which is brought to you on the 5th of November, which I'm sure as many people will remember if they have been keeping up with my washing machine demos, is that I said that I was having a new washing machine. And it came today at I think it was about 9:30, I believe. It might have been even earlier than that. I had a phone call from Curry's know-how delivery team to say that it would be here within 10 minutes, and indeed it was, and they just brought it in the front door and put it down in here, and I will have the arduous task of having to drag this through the house into the kitchen, get the old one out, drag that out of there into here, and install this in the kitchen. So that is going to be real fun and games. And I mean real fun and games. Now, anybody that might have just watched the last video I put on, which was the final video for my old LG washing machine, will have heard me say that Curry's, in all their wisdom, have once again cocked up. They sent me the wrong colour washing machine. It's the right model, but the wrong colour. I'd ordered one of these to come in white, and as we can see from the box, it says silver. So they sent me a silver machine instead of a white one, which doesn't surprise me, because when Curry's delivered my tumble dryer, that had a big dent in the back, which I had to try and pull out myself because I couldn't be bothered sending it back. What is the matter with Curry's? Why can't they ever get anything right? I specifically said when I went in that shop, I want this in white. Yes, it'll be coming in white. Yes, very good sir, all ordered in white. It was there on the receipt. And what did they do? They sent me a silver one. So anybody ordering anything from Curry's, this is what you can expect. They probably will deliver it on the right day, that ain't been a problem. It is their system of they don't seem to be very careful when they're delivering these things, so that they deliver them to people damaged, and also they deliver the wrong colour. Now, the one I've got at the moment is silver. This is silver. The tumble dryer is white. I'm going to keep this one because it does match the kitchen at the end of the day. And if I ever do get another tumble dryer, it'll probably be another silver. So unfortunately, I'm just going to put up with having an unmatching washer and dryer. This is going to be silver again, like the old one. But I really can't be bothered with all the hassle of having to send it back, waiting again for them to deliver another one, and if that's wrong as well, or that's damaged, it's just a bit of a nightmare when you've got to buy a major appliance. But there we go. I had already taken the top of this off to check the colour. And obviously when I took the top off, all the polystyrene and everything came out as well. That's by the front door. But we're going to basically take the top off, get the wrapping off it, plug it in, check that it comes on, check that it goes round, and we're going to take the transit brackets out of the back, because usually they put drum lock brackets in to stop the drum wobbling about when it's being delivered. We take those out, and then I will end this video, and the next one you see, hopefully, it'll be in position and I'll be putting a load of washing in it for the first time. But, there we go. So this is a FH4U2TDN2L, made in Poland, serial number 710 PWM blah blah blah. I think I can tell from that serial number that this was made in the 10th week of 2017, because it's the same sort of format as on the old machine, which was the 12th week of 2005. It's made in Poland as opposed to Korea. There's no other real information on there. This is the front. I've faced it round this way so that it's facing the camera for when I lift the top of the box off. I think it weighs about 70 kilos, although I'm not sure whether there's actually a weight written on the side. I don't think there is. Usually there would be, wouldn't there? It would tell you how much it weighs. But all I know is it's heavy. Anyway, let's get the top off and reveal the machine in all its glory. Okie dokie. I tell you what, it's not every day you have a new washing machine, is it? But there it is. An LG inverter direct drive 8 kilo with 6 motion, turbo wash and smart diagnosis, which won't be much good to me because I haven't got a smartphone, but there we go. And I'm sure Roger from Ibasiac has done a review of this exact same machine. I'm sure he did, in this colour as well. It does look really nice in silver, I've got to admit. I mean, I had ordered it in white, but it does look nice in silver. If I'd have got a silver tumble dryer, it wouldn't have been a problem. But I couldn't get the dryer in silver when I had to replace that earlier on this year. But there we go, there it is. So we've got the instruction manual and the energy label and everything all on the top. It's got its little consumer information centre and information and phone numbers and everything on the back. So let's get the... before I do anything with it, what I'm going to try and do is to plug it in, and we're just going to turn it on to make sure that it actually comes on. So I'm going to just get the extension cable and we're going to just plug it in. Plug's here, and we can't pull the wire out any further because it's trapped behind one of the transit bolts. There's 4 transit bolts in the back. Right, so it's plugged in. Right, is everybody ready? We will have the first switching on. I believe obviously it would have been turned on when they tested it, but here we go. There, it comes on. Let's just turn this off. Make it a bit quieter in here. So, here we've got the very snazzy, all lit up in white there. It's a little bit more modern looking than my old one. Let's just have a look in the drum. It's actually soaking wet inside there. I can only assume that's still wet from where they tested it at the Polish factory in Poland. And here we've got a fill hose. I wonder how long that is, whether that's going to stretch into my cupboard. Well, that's not a very long hose, is it? Hopefully it should stretch in. Where's the input? Oh yes, that's going to be easily long enough. Yes, yeah. It's only got a cold fill, this machine, which I did know that before it had come anyway, that it was only a cold fill. I don't think you can buy machines now with hot fill anymore, can you? Because most people wash everything on 30 and 40 degrees, which isn't good for one of these. Every once in a while you should be washing on 60 or 95, otherwise they go mouldy inside. So, yes, it has got the little orange spout inside here, which shoots the water over the top of the wash load when it's going round. That's what the old machine has, and I wanted a new machine with that feature on it. So it's had it looked to me like it got a massive door, but when you open it, the door's only quite small inside. So this is FH4U2TDN2L. Yes, that's exactly the same model number as what it was on the box. So I can't understand why this is come in silver, because the model number corresponds to the one on the receipt. So it could be that the guy in the sales room at the shop at Curry's itself has ordered the wrong machine off the computer right from the start. that they haven't made the mistake in the warehouse. It's the guy in the shop has ordered the wrong thing, by the looks of things, because this model number corresponds to the one on the receipt, and it doesn't say what colour it is on the receipt. It just has a model number. So it looks like he's ordered the wrong one off the computer in the shop. And that's probably my fault, because I went in late at night. It was about 10 to 8 when he dealt with me, so he was probably thinking about going home rather than doing a sale. But then, anyway, there you go. I can't have perfection, can I? It's come, it's what I wanted, it's the right machine, just it's silver instead of white. It appears to come on, so what I'm going to try and do is just do a quick spin. I can spin even with the transit bolts in, because there's no load in there, so it won't be out of balance. So I believe on this, it's actually... how on earth do I get a spin program on this? How on earth do I get it to spin? There isn't actually a spin program on its own on here. Oh, it's got a touch screen. Oh, right. Well, that's a new one on me, because my old one had buttons underneath here. This is actually a touch screen. So if I can select the spin, like so. So just put it on a 400, because I don't want to do too high a spin with the transit bolt still in. You're not really supposed to do it, but I just want to make sure that the motor works and the drum turns. Oh no, that's not right, is it? It's trying to start a Cottons program. No, that's wrong. We don't want to be doing that. All I want is a spin on its own. Oh yes, there we go. For some reason it was trying to start a proper wash program there and got into detect. 8 minutes on spin, 400, okay. Oh, I know what I need to do quickly before I do this. It's going to have a pot under the hose in case there's any water in. I don't want it soaking the carpet, do I? That's what I brought that in for. Just in case there's any residual water left in it from testing, because the pump is going to come on, isn't it, when I've got it on a spin. Wow, look at that, eh? A spanking new washing machine. All done on cows the first time. Oh, here we go. There's the pump. Let's get this camera down. And there we can see the drum turning inside. If you can just about make it out, because I'm not taking the covering off the door or anything yet until it's in position. That stays on until it's located. I don't want it scratched. So we can see the drum actually turning now, and it's very quiet, as it should be for an LG, being the inverter drive. So this one's got the drain pump on the opposite side. On the old one it was on that side. And I've noticed as well the pump doesn't run continuously on these, it just cuts in and out at certain times. 10-year warranty on the motor, 2 years on everything else. Yeah, when you hear these running and how quiet the motors are on them, and yet people still buying these Hotpoint and Hoovers with the old-fashioned universal motors with the belts and the brushed motors. Why do they still make motors like that? I mean, they should all be like this now in this day and age. I shouldn't be using those old 1960s and 70s design universal motors. We've still got a little bit of a wobble on there, even when there's nothing in it, but that's because the transit bolts are still in. Well, that's now spinning at 400 RPM, and it's so quiet, it really is. And there's the touch screen there. And that's what I shall need in a few minutes to take the transit bolts out. Well, that does seem to be working fine. There you can see the drum spinning at 400 and it's slowed right down. So I think we can safely say that that's working alright. So I'm going to turn it off now. And instantly the door lock unlocks. There isn't one of these 2-minute delays or 30-second delays with this like there is with some of the older machines. It's unlocked the door straight away, literally as soon as it finished and switched itself off. So that's quite handy. So here we have the ratings plate, if the camera will focus on that. I think the 710 on that serial number is week 10 of 2017. It can't, unless it's October 17, it might be October 17, that would figure. Because it's actually still wet inside here. There is water inside there, so I reckon this is actually only just been made. Literally, it is probably made last month. So it literally is spanking new. The next thing I'm going to have to get is a new camera, I think, because I'm getting sick and tired of the focusing on this. It always appears blurry and out of focus. So there we go. That is the new machine, and it does appear to be working okay, so I can be satisfied there that I can put it into position now, and it should be able to wash okay. Here we've got the instruction manual and everything on the top, and there's the energy label. So it is an A+++ rating on this. It's the most economical that you can get. Now, whether that means that it's going to be one of these machines that washes with next to no water in. I know the old one didn't used to use a lot. This probably uses even less. 8,900 litres per annum. Spin rating of A. 52 decibels at wash and 73 decibels on spin. So that spin speed volume is about the same volume as one of my Miele vacuum cleaners. Now, if that had been a Hotpoint with the old-fashioned brush motor, we're probably talking 80-90 decibels. There we go then. So that is the energy label. I don't think there's anything else. So these are the things they put on them when they're in the shop, aren't they? These turbo wash, inverter direct drive, motion DD, smart ThinQ. All these things I'm never going to use. So coming around the back, we've got one valve for the fill, and there's the hose that comes round. No water came out of the hose into the little pot, so we're okay there. We've got the 4 transit brackets. You've got one there, there's one there, one there, and one there, and what they basically do is to hold the drum secure so the drum doesn't rock about. And obviously before it's put into service they have to be just unscrewed and removed, because if they're not and you try spinning an off-balance load, it will basically shake itself to pieces. So there's nothing else really much to see on the back there. I think those are to put into the holes for the transit brackets when they're removed, which I shall be doing off camera. I won't be doing that on camera. Just making sure there's no other damage or dents in the cabinet. I don't think there is on this one. I think we're okay. It's just a silver instead of a white, but I can live with that. I can live with that. I just wish they had sent me a white one though. It's not worth sending it back just over the colour, is it really? Especially when I've got a silver one already. Yeah, it's not... It doesn't seem to have any damage or scratches on it. It probably will do by the time I've finished humping it in there. What I've got to do, I've got to take it all the way through here. And then I've got to remove this one, which means I will have to probably move the tumble dryer into the bathroom, so that's out of the way. Pull this one out. I've had to detach the hoses inside this cupboard. Basically, we've got the hot fill hose here that comes in over through the top there. That's where it links onto the sink on that joint there, and the cold water fill tap I've already disconnected, which is here. So it doesn't really need to be a very long hose to reach to that cold tap on there. So the hot pipe is now redundant, and that's going to be removed and not used. It's a pity really. I did like it when the old one used to fill from the hot. But you're going to be paying for it to be heated either in the hot water tank or in the machine, one or the other. So I suppose it's the price of progress, isn't it? Hot fill only. So all that remains to do with this one is to drain the drum, drain pump out at the bottom of here. Then I've got to take my 2 mats up off the floor. Then I've got to try and pull this out, and the last time I tried getting it out, it ripped all the lino up underneath. So this is the game I'm going to have with this now, because they're so heavy and cumbersome, and you've got to try and drag it out, and you really do risk ripping the lino. This is why I'm dreading doing this. It's going to be an absolute pain. This has then got to be sort of walked out of the kitchen, back through there. So I suppose I'll have to remove my bin so that I can get it out through this doorway. I mean, this is such a narrow kitchen, it really is. Probably have to maybe take the handle off this so I can get it through. This is why I didn't want Currys installing it, because they probably wouldn't have done anyway. It's too tight a fitting inside here to do. But anyway, there we go. That is what my job for today is, to get this thing installed and plumbed in. And once that's done, we can hopefully get the first load in there, maybe a few clothes, my work uniform and that, and we'll see how this new machine performs. So there we go, that's the unboxing video. The new machine's here, the old one's going. I've just done a little video before this one of the final video of the old machine, before it gets disconnected. I will likely keep the old machine in this position here for another few weeks, until I decide whether this one's going to work without playing me up, whether we're not going to get any teething problems with it. I just don't trust new appliances anymore these days, that they'll work straight from the word go, because so many people have written reviews on different appliances saying they've had nothing but trouble with the new appliance and it's had to go back when it hasn't worked or it's broken down. And you'd think, you know, when you're buying a new appliance that it would be reliable and you wouldn't have to ring up and say it stopped working after a week, but you just don't know nowadays. I'm hoping I won't get any problems with it, but you just never know, do you? Anyway, let's end this video now, get it uploaded to YouTube, and I can start the process of getting them changed over. So see you again soon. Bye for now.